Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name's Emma and you should totally subscribe down below if you're not already. So if you don't know, I'm going to be a sophomore in college this year. I go to the University of Scranton in Pennsylvania. Go Royals! Woo. That sounded so lame. I thought that I would do a video kind of about advice for freshman year or what I wish I knew before going to college. So I thought I would share my wisdom now that I've made it through a full year of college. So let's just get right into it. Also, sorry if I touch my hair a lot. I just do that a lot on the daily. So first we're gonna start by cracking open a cold one with the boys. That was so lame, but JK, it's just seltzer, so not as exciting. Pretty good. Also, this lighting is not the best. My face looks super red because I think I got a little bit of sunburn, but I'm in my kitchen right now because it's like the best place to sit and talk, and so the light is like reflecting off my forehead and like making my face look super oily and gross. I have my computer here with all my little notes on it, so let's just get right into this. Tip number one is about making friends. I know that I was kind of nervous to go into this new experience where I didn't really know a lot of people. My situation is kind of unique in the sense that my boyfriend actually goes to the same college that I did, so that was kind of like a crutch for me. But I am naturally a more introverted person. Some of the friends that I've had and still have in high school, I knew them for a long time. So I feel like it's kind of hard to go into this situation where you just have to make all new friends. My biggest tip is don't worry, it will happen naturally. Some of the people that you meet, you might not click with instantly, or you might click with them instantly. It really depends on like the person, it depends on you also. Just don't worry, you will find a good friend group, you will make friends. And I know that a lot of people actually don't have really solid like friend groups until sophomore or junior year of college. So if you don't make your best friends for life in the first 2 weeks of school, don't stress out. Just let it happen naturally, and they will come to you when you're not even looking for friends. That kind of ties in with my second tip, which is not everyone will be best friends with their roommate. So I got really fortunate. My roommate Grace and I are pretty close. We're actually rooming together again sophomore year, and we met through the Facebook group that our school had. So she posted on it and I posted on it too, and then I think maybe I messaged her and found out that we like the same TV shows and we seemed kind of similar. We had the same major, so it ended up working out for us. We did meet once before we went to school and just went to Pliables and like chatted for a little bit because I wanted to see if we seemed like we could get along before I got myself into a situation where I would be living with this person for at least the first semester. Yes, you can move out, but it is a lot better if you find a roommate who you get along with. And I know that is not always the case because a lot of people do go random, and sometimes you become best friends with your roommate that you went random with. And also sometimes I know a few people that were definitely not friends with their roommates at all. And sometimes your roommate might move out if you don't get along with them. And again, this is not my personal experience. This is from friends and people that I've known that have had roommate issues. But also, if you're having issues with a roommate, you can always talk to your RA. You can always figure something out, which also leads into my third tip, which is to over communicate with your roommates. I know that Grace and I kind of talked about our habits. Are you messy? Are you clean? What time you like to go to bed? What time you like to wake up? Because if you like to stay up until 2 a.m. and wake up at 12, and the other person likes to go to bed at 10 and wake up at 8, you are not really gonna work living together. So you need to talk about that. If you're choosing your roommate, I would say talk about it before you even get to school, because if you don't seem to match up, maybe they're not the roommate for you. If you have to go random, normally schools have a little questionnaire thing. So if you say you're a morning person, they'll put you with someone else who's a morning person. But you should still kind of communicate when you're at school about that, because there are different ways of thinking about morning person or night person or messy or clean or anything like that. It's all kind of up to interpretation. So a good way to make friends and meet new people is in the first week or 2 weeks, I would say keep your door open. It's a lot easier for people to feel like they can come introduce themselves to you if your door is open and you're in there. I know that on my floor, it was small. There were only about 10 rooms and it was all girls, so about like 20 girls. During the first week, almost everyone kept their doors open because you feel a lot more welcomed when you can just go up to someone and you see that they're in their room and go introduce yourself, rather than having to like knock on their door, because I know that can be kind of nerve-wracking. So now I'm gonna move into tips about schoolwork and stuff like that. One of the biggest tips that I have, I cannot stress this enough, use some form of planner, whether that's a hardcover planner that you actually write stuff down in. I use Google Calendar, or use anything like the notes on your phone, the notes on your laptop. Just write things down or type them out. Keep track of your assignments. So what I did each semester is, once I got all my syllabi, I went into my Google Calendar, and for every class, I put in every assignment that was due. I put in what it was and the day that it was due. I will pull up my Google Calendar so I can show you. And I used to have a planner, but I just felt like I didn't really have a use for it, because in college, it's different because the professors give you the syllabus and then they say all the assignments are on here, you're responsible for this. They don't remind you every day, oh, tomorrow you have this due, but like, some of my professors, there was stuff due every class and you're just responsible for it because you're a college student. You are an adult essentially, so you should be able to handle it yourself. I felt that my planner, I would bring it to class, but then I would never write anything down in it. And I just felt like it was a lot easier to have my assignments on my laptop, because I would be more likely to be on my laptop already and then just go check it, rather than open up my planner and look a week in advance and see, oh, this thing's due. This is the way that Google Calendar is set up. So right here is just today, and then here, this list is all the assignments. I still have assignments that I never actually like crossed off when I did my finals this past semester. But basically, you just click on the assignment and check it off, and then it goes to the bottom, and then you just have all your other assignments. You can scroll through. I don't have anything past these ones, so I can't really like scroll through, but I would just put in all the assignments, because it is such a good way to keep track of stuff. I am telling you now, you need to plan stuff out. If you forget something, professors aren't gonna pity you because they didn't remind you. You are responsible for your own assignment. So going along with that, like I already said, try not to procrastinate. I know we all do it. I know it's hard to not do it, but if you have a final paper due, or just a paper due that is 5 pages, I would say give yourself at least a week to do it, if not earlier, depending on how much you want to split it up. I would do a page each day for the first 5 days, and then the last 2 days you have to like review it, edit it, just go over it one more time before you submit it. because if you leave everything to the last moment, it is not going to be fun. I know that people think, oh, it's fine, it's not due for another week, I'll just do whatever. But personally, I am not the type of person who would want to write 5 pages in one day. I would much rather split it up over 5 days and write a page each day, because I think that way you don't get burnt out, so your assignment is probably going to be a lot better, and it's just easier and less stress. If you know that you have a big assignment due, try to start working on it ahead of time, especially if it's a group project. I personally think that it is important to kind of prioritize school at some times. Obviously, I know that you want to have a social life, you want to hang out with your friends, you want to maybe go out. If you don't get your stuff done, it is gonna hurt you in the end, whether it's like grades or if you're super stressed because you have to do an assignment all in one day. So there are some times where you just have to prioritize school, and it's okay to say no. If your friends say, oh, do you want to go hang out and watch a movie? If you know that you have an assignment due the next day, it's okay to say no. Like, they're gonna understand. So just make sure you get your work done. I'm telling you right now, get it done. And if you're watching this and you're supposed to be doing work, finish this and then go do your work. Okay? Definitely use all the resources that you have. I know that at least at my school, they have free tutoring, a writing center where you can get your papers reviewed. Professors have office hours. You need to use these resources. Even if you're not like struggling in a class, it could always be good to get your paper reviewed by someone else, because if it could be the difference between an A- and an A, or a B+ and an A-. You just always want to get as far ahead as you can. Since these resources are free, you're paying for them in your tuition. So if you're already paying for them, you might as well use them. Also, office hours are really important. My first semester, I went to my professor's office hours in the first week, and I just went to introduce myself. I guess it's not as important because my classes were at most 30 people. So like my professors learned my name easily. I just went and introduced myself and asked if they had any tips that they think would help me with the class going forward, because that just shows that you're interested in the class and you want to do well, and professors love that. They want people to be interested in their classes, because if they're teaching and they know that everyone doesn't want to be there, then they're probably not going to want to teach that class, and it's going to be so much worse for them, and you probably won't get as good of an experience out of that class as you would. Also, professors might be nicer to you if they know who you are, because if you show that you're interested in the class, you could even just do this by answering questions in class, actively participating. Once they know who you are, and if they see that you're interested, maybe they're grading a paper and they'll give you a little bit better grade because they'll have a more positive attitude of you, rather than someone who they don't even know whose paper they're reading because the person's never spoken up in class before. So my last school tip is that it is completely normal to change your major or change your minor, or even just like transfer schools. People change their major an average of 3 times. So far, I have not changed my major. I don't plan on changing my major because I knew what I wanted to do before going to school. But I know that a lot of people do come in undecided, and that's completely okay. You don't have to have your whole life planned out by the time that you're 18, because college is a way to see what do you like, what do you not like. Do you want a traditional job? Maybe you don't. Maybe college isn't even the place for you. A lot of the school systems make it seem like you have to have everything planned out. You need to know what job you want before you even start college. But I'm here to let you know that it's completely okay if you want to switch your major or your minor, or if you want to transfer schools. Nobody is gonna like hate on you for it. If you're going to class for a class that's supposed to be your major and you don't enjoy it, maybe that major's not for you. So it's definitely okay to not know what you want to do. And so many people come in undecided and switch their majors. Hello everyone, I'm editing right now and I realized that this video would have been 30 minutes long if I left it as one whole thing, so I decided to split it up into 2 parts. So this is just the first part and I'm here to end the video because I did not film an outro. I didn't think it was going to be long enough that I would need to split it up, but I thought that this would just be more enjoyable than watching a 30-minute video. So if you liked it, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe down below if you're not already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!